Hello everybody, my name is Sigsiu and I am one of the SobiPro developers. Today I would like to present you an application for SobiPro called GeoMap field. If you are familiar with SobiPro, you probably know the basic functionality of this application. However, since the version 3.0 we added a lot of new features to this field and I think you will like it. So I'm going to present you this application including the basic features if you don't know it, and also all those new features included in the latest version of this application. For the purpose of this presentation we are going to use the standard SobiPro demo website, in particular the restaurant guide section. So let's go to the details view on our restaurant, and as we can see we have a tab called Address and Contact in it, and when we click on it we can see the Google Map being displayed in this tab. To be able to display a Google Map inside our website, inside a SobiPro entry, we need a latitude and longitude, geographical coordinates. But we can't of course expect our users, our authors of entries, that they are going to enter this information manually, because most likely many people are not able to obtain this information manually. But it's okay, because SobiPro is going to support our user while adding an entry to obtain this information from Google or from the browser directly. The first possibility the GeoMap field provides us with is the possibility to use the browser shared location. Every decent browser is able to share your geographical location. So we're going to click on the Locate Me button, and then we have to agree that the browser is going to deliver this information to this field, to SobiPro. And as we can see, it's done. We can of course adjust this information a little bit if this information is not quite correct. So we can drag and drop the marker on the map. This is already a very useful method, but it won't work for everybody, because, for example, if we are going to add a restaurant in our directory but we are sitting at home, we will share our home location but not the location of the particular restaurant we are going to add. So the second possibility SobiPro provide us with is the possibility to use the physical address, a postal address. Let's see how this can be done. In case in which we have a directory with physical locations, like for example restaurant guide or let's say business directory, we always require from our user to provide the postal address, the physical postal address. And this is exactly the information we can use to obtain the latitude and longitude. So in the particular section, we are going to section configuration, to field manager, to see how it can be done. We are going to edit this one field, which is the GeoMap field instance, and we can see in the entry input field settings we can decide which field should be used to determine the geographical location. In other words, which fields in SobiPro are going to be used to provide the postal address for this particular entry. And now when the user is going to add an entry or edit an existing entry, while he is entering his postal address, the GeoMap field is trying to determine the right geographical location. So as you can see, we are going to add a street, and already some possible location has been determined, but this is wrong one. But we are going to add the postcode, and it's already the GeoMap field determine already the right location. Okay, so much to the basic functionality. If you are familiar with SobiPro and the old version of the GeoMap field, you know already this functionality. It may look a little bit better and it's a little bit easier than before, but still it's just a basic functionality. But now we are going to check out the new features which we implemented in the GeoMap field 3.0. So let's take a look. One of the most desired features in SobiPro our users were asking us for is so-called radius distance search, or called also proximity search. Now we implemented this functionality in this field, so you can, since the version 3.0, you can provide on your website radius distance search, proximity search for your entries in your directory. Let's take a look how this works. In the SobiPro search form we have a few fields and a well-known locate me button, so we can provide our physical location to the SobiPro, and then we can simply click on start search, and as we see, we will be provided with results ordered by the distance to our physical location. The SP-GeoMap field is using by default the OpenStreetMap and MapQuest as default service provider, but you can easily change it to Google if you would like to use Google as service provider instead. So simply go to the administration area, to the settings of this particular field, and simply change it from MapQuest to Google. We decided to use MapQuest and OpenStreetMap because their service is unlimited. In case of Google, the number of sent requests to Google geocode request is limited, and at some certain point, if you exhaust this limit, you will have to pay Google, otherwise the service will stop. But if your website is not highly frequented, like for example millions of users or visitors, then you can easily use the Google Map instead of MapQuest. And as we can see, this is the same functionality, just with Google Map. We can also adjust the found location, browser location, by dragging and dropping the marker on the map. And as we can see, when we move the marker, also the address in the from location will be adjusted to the right position. Similar as before, also in this case, for our visitor, it is not always our physical location from which we want to start. So we can also provide the location by typing it in the from location input box. So this field has an autocomplete feature, but not everybody likes it, so we can basically disable it if we don't want to have it on the website. And then instead of having an autocomplete feature, we will simply have a from location field and button from after the user entered his address from which he want to or she want to start to search. So simply type the address of the start point and then click on the button side. Similar functionality, just without autocomplete. So as we can see, this functionality, this feature makes perfect sense for a directory like restaurant directory, restaurant guide. But as SobiPro is very advanced and very flexible extension, you can use SobiPro for many purposes, not only directories like restaurant guide, but also like companies directory and event website directory. And of course, in this case, this functionality makes sense as well. For example, in business directory, we can search for companies in the immediate neighborhood. Or in event directory, we can search for nearest event in our neighborhood. In the event directory on the demo side, you can see how the SP-GeoMap field works together with the SP-GeoMap module. In particular, the results of a particular search are going to be displayed in the SP-GeoMap module on a Google Map, and also of course as a usual list of results ordered by distance to our start location, to our physical location. Okay, that's all. I would like to thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you are going to use SobiPro with the new SP-GeoMap field on your website, and I hope you are going to enjoy it. Thank you very much, and bye bye!